This is a video for homework 5, problem 6, and here we are given some observations, some x's and y's, and we're actually doing a few things for the distance between these two values instead of just the data itself. Okay, so the first thing is this is so much easier in StatCrunch or Excel, but I'm definitely more comfortable with StatCrunch. I just find that even through different versions, it doesn't change very much, whereas Excel can change a little bit. So first of all, to get this to StatCrunch, we're going to press this little blue box and say Open in StatCrunch. And the first thing that I'm asked to do, you'll see that it brings all my data over here, which is very nice, is we have to find all of the distances, so between x1 and y1. So we want to do x1 minus y1. Now you can do this pretty easy in a calculator, but if you could actually populate it in StatCrunch, you'll be able to find your mean, your standard deviation, and run your hypothesis test all right here, and it will do all that calculation for you. So first thing I'm going to do is going to press data, and I'm going to press compute, and I'll do an expression here. Now we're going to build this expression, so we're going to click build, and I want to do xi minus yi. And we'll click OK. And if you click compute, it's going to populate this whole column with those distances. So if you look here, that's these numbers that you're seeing here. And they're exactly what we have here. Pretty nice, right? Super easy. Now the next thing we have to do is find the mean of the distances and the standard deviation of the distances. Now that we have them in a column here in StatCrunch, we can go to Stat, Summary Stats, Columns, and we want to choose this column here, the x1 minus y1. You could have actually labeled it D if we wanted to, but I just chose to keep it like that. And we're going to compute the mean, and I'm going to hold down my command option so I can click the standard deviation. If you're not sure how to just choose the two and you end up clicking the variance as well, that's okay. Just ignore it when you go to put your answer in. And we'll click compute. And here you have it. Your mean, I think we're rounding to 3 decimal places. So you see we have the negative 0.56, and we'll round that 2 to a 3 because of the 5 next to it. And then 2.13, and we'll round this to a 9. Okay, and we get those same answers here. Now we're going to test if the mu of the distance is less than 0 at the 0.05 level of significance. They want us to actually find this p-value here. And then remember, if p is low, meaning lower than alpha, we reject the whole, or h naught. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to do stat. We'll run tstats, one sample, with the data, because we have the data in the column. We'll choose our column, and the only thing we have to do here, they wanted us to be less than 0, so we're going to change that to a less than symbol, and click compute. And you can see here that you have your p-value, and we're rounding to 3 decimal places again, so 0.00, that 5 is going to turn to a 6 because of the 8 next to it. And the 0.006. So since your alpha is 0.05 and p is lower than that, it's 0.006, right, we're going to reject the null hypothesis. And oh, we also had to actually do our null and alternative. I couldn't say it there. We had to choose the correct null and alternative, which was over in StatCrunch as well. Okay, the last thing we had to do was compute a 95% confidence interval, also easy to do in StatCrunch. So we're going to go up here, and we can actually, if you want to just change this, you can edit and change this to the 95% confidence interval. Pretty cool, right? So very little clicks there. And click compute. And we can see our lower limit is the negative 4.35, and our upper limit is negative 0.77. So if you look here, those are our values here. So I hope that helps. StatCrunch does make this problem so much easier. And if you need any help with it, just let me know.